Welcome to another episode in our lecture series. Today we will see about knowledge. Actually, it is an answer to the question, when is knowledge considered to be true? When is knowledge considered to be true? So, knowledge is true when it is not contradicting the reality. Knowledge is true when it is not contradicting the reality and it is in line with reality. But our normal knowledge changes with time, whether it is scientific or practical day-to-day things, because things change around us. So knowledge changes. In science, old theories are replaced by new theories as scientists gain insight into the new mechanisms of the functioning of the universe, or whatever topic they are into, about the human body or atoms. So new insights come in and the old theory is replaced by the new theory. So knowledge changes. But what is true knowledge? True knowledge is that is unchanging with the time. That is true knowledge. But knowledge is dynamic. It is the screen behind the changing universe. And knowledge brings about, the true knowledge brings about a transformation in you. So let us see further from J.Krishnamurti's book Tradition and Revolution. What J.Krishnamurti says is conventional knowledge is accumulation of your thoughts, memories, and it conditions your brain and actions. It produces a pattern. There is a retention of knowledge. So when you understand that, when you use it in your day-to-day activities but not psychologically, then what happens? You understand psychologically, acting from memory is merely a conditioning. Then what happens? Then there is a transformation in you. It is a free mind. But normally how we act from the residue of all the memories, which is conditioned, which is past. We act and respond according to that past. So a mind which is crowded with knowledge is not a free mind because it acts from the past. So that is what J.Krishnamurti says in brief. Next we will see a few lines from Osho from his book Akasa and the Heartbeat of the Observer. So he echoes the similar lines like J.Krishnamurti, and he continues further. He says, knowledge creates a distance between you and reality. A man who has mastered encyclopedia has so much of distance between the reality and himself. Because the more you know, the greater is the distance between you and the reality. So the more you know, the greater is the distance, the less you know, the closer you are to the reality. Because knowledge creates that distance. It puts the veil between you and reality. Because reality is in the present and knowledge is in the past. So, as Zen Master said, not knowing is the most intimate. You are innocent. Truly learned, wise one tells us that what they call Vidya. Here, Osho differentiates between Vidya and Avidya, which are Sanskrit names for Vidya is for knowledge and Avidya is ignorance, lack of knowledge. Here, Vidya is a true knowledge, the knowledge which does not create a distance. He calls that Avidya. True knowledge is what Osho says brings transformation in you. As you understand, there is a transformation in you. If you understand jealousy, hatred, or anger is bad for you, then you leave it immediately. How? If you understand the juice before you in a cup is poisoned, you won't drink it, you will leave it because it's going to kill you. So that brings the transformation, you will never touch it. But we don't do that with hate or anger because it's a slow poison, but we don't understand that it stands merely as a knowledge. It does not transform you. But a real Vidya, a real understanding brings about a transformation. And so all the knowledge which is told in the Upanishads brings about such a transformation in you. It's not merely a book knowledge. As soon as you really understand that, it brings about a transformation. And what is avidya? Ignorance is when you read something and there is no change in you, you remain as before. If there is no transformation in you, then that is avidya or ignorance. A true knowledge brings about a transformation, and a false knowledge does not transform you, you remain as you are. A person who understands then he is transformed. If it is imposed on you, thrust upon you, then it cannot be called a true understanding or a true knowledge. So that is what Osho says. He differentiates between Vidya, knowledge, and Avidya, ignorance. Vidya is what brings about a transformation in you. Avidya or ignorance is what does not bring about a transformation in you. You remain as you are. So true knowledge is Vidya, which brings about a transformation in you. So J.Krishnamurti told us that knowledge creates is away from the reality because it is acting from the past. It is a residue of the memory of the experiences you have gained, and it is not reality. So when you are free of that past psychologically, then your mind is free, you are free. So to answer the question, what is true knowledge? True knowledge is not acting from the past and which brings about a transformation in you. So that is the knowledge. Today's lecture on knowledge ends. Stay with me for another episode. Subscribe to my channel, share this video. Thank you.